this is the single most valuable marketing lesson that I've learned in the almost 20 years that I've been in the direct response world. And I'll never forget having this conversation many moons ago with Mark Ford. And we were talking about business growth. We were really talking about Lindsay's world, Agora, and how Agora has been able to grow so quickly. And right, I had asked Mark, I said, Mark, what's the secret, man, to like, what's the core thing, right? And of course, I was expecting Mark to say deep pockets, a lot of cash, or team, or huge database, or all the advertising that we're doing. And no doubt all those things contribute. But what Mark said changed the trajectory of my entire marketing career. Mark said, we're in the idea business. That's the business that we're in. We're in the idea business, right? We're in the business of developing, sharing, and selling interesting, unique, compelling ideas. And that in and of itself should change your perspective on marketing, that fundamentally underneath everything that we do, every marketing campaign, every marketing message, there is an idea. And the quality of that idea, that underlying idea, ultimately determines how effective the marketing campaign is. Yes, there are a lot of dials. Yes, there's a lot of tweaking. Yes, there's a lot of things that we can do to optimize. Yes, there are obviously offer components in there, upsells, downsells, bonus, but at the root, at the foundation of the campaign, what determines whether you get attention and the level of attention, whether you get engagement and the level of engagement, whether you stand out, whether your thing pops, is the quality of the underlying idea behind the marketing message. And so I want you to understand at the foundation, I'm going to cruise through this stuff for you. We are in the business of developing and disseminating great ideas, big marketing ideas. And so with that, let's just talk real quickly, right, to give you kind of a little base level. What is a big marketing idea? Like, right, what's different about an idea from a big marketing idea? We're going to cover the different components, but first and foremost, it's an idea that your prospect instantly sees as fresh, as new, as timely, as unique, something different, a different perspective, a different angle, something that they haven't heard before, and is an idea which is emotionally compelling and intellectually interesting, right? And what we're talking about here, to be crystal clear about this, is we're talking about the idea behind your marketing. When I say big, I used to refer to this as the big idea, right? That's how I first learned it many moons ago, the big idea. But too many people confused what it is that we're talking about with a big idea for a product, an innovation, a new app, a new tool, a new technology. That's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about the idea behind your marketing message, right? Too many people, and I want you to understand this. I want you to listen to me for just 1 second. One of the biggest issues that I see with copy, with marketing messages today, is that the typical entrepreneur, the non-top one individual, the typical entrepreneur, the typical marketer, they start with an average, ordinary idea, an idea that is commonplace, an idea that is out there in the wild already, an idea that has been talked about before, right? An angle, a perspective, a story. They start with the ordinary, and what they do is they try to make that ordinary idea sound great with hyperbolic, exaggerated, blown up copy. They start with an ordinary idea, and in order to make it sound good, in order to make it compelling, in order to make their marketing interesting, they try to make up for that ordinary idea with puffery, with lots of adjectives, with this over-the-top marketing message or claims and descriptions and whatnot. And that's because ultimately, and excuse the expression, they're trying to put lipstick on a pig. They're starting with a weak, ordinary, run-of-the-mill idea, and they're trying to make it sound exciting with this hyped up copy. The reality is that when you start with a big marketing idea, when you start with a great idea, with an idea that meets the criteria that I'm going to share with you, right, you can let that idea shine through without having to use hyped up, exaggerated copy, without having to puff it up, because the magic is not in the languaging. The magic is in the underlying idea, in the quality of that idea. And so it is critical that you understand the value of a big marketing idea. This is a perfect example to me of an old school of an idea, right? That the difference, the impact that a repositioning, reframing the idea can have on results. Right on the left, you've got this book from who knows when on how to outsourcing business for profit explained. This is obviously about outsourcing. It's obviously about freeing up your time by leveraging other people, right? And that is an ordinary marketing idea, right? Even at the time when this was first produced and introduced, it was an ordinary run-of-the-mill idea. It was common. There were other people talking about it. The positioning behind this was common language. It was a common idea. And then on the right, you've got Tim Ferriss. And Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Work Week, which today, I don't even, it's certainly sold well over 1 million copies, right? Today, I believe Tim Ferriss's net worth is north of $30 million. This book put him on the map. And what is the difference between this book, The 4-Hour Work Week, and How to Outsource, the book on the left? In terms of content, in terms of what was being taught, nothing. The 4-Hour Work Week was all about outsourcing, all about freeing up your time, all about working with freelancers. The difference in the success between these two is monstrous. The 4-Hour Work Week at the time, no longer the case, but at the time, that was a big marketing idea. Right. So it is, how are you taking the underlying message and positioning it in the mind of the prospect in a way where it's viewed as fresh, new, unique, where it is emotionally compelling and it is intellectually interesting. The difference between an ordinary marketing idea and a big marketing idea is night and day.